Mother's Day on the south side of Chicago brings together families, reopens old wounds, and plants seeds for future conflicts. In the latest emotional episode of The Chi, episode 4 of season 7 centers around various Mother's Day celebrations, while continuing to develop several storylines that have been brewing all season. As characters gather to honor the mothers in their lives, underlying tensions rise to the surface, leading to heartfelt moments, uncomfortable confrontations, and potentially dangerous developments. The episode opens with Emmett preparing for a Mother's Day gathering where he's bringing together all his baby mamas under one roof. Emmett's father Darnell helps him organize the celebration, giving the day a sense of multigenerational connection. As Emmett hands out flowers to all the mothers of his children, including Tiff, Keisha, Neva, and Shay, there's a surprising lack of drama initially. However, tension arises when Shay drops a bombshell on Emmett. She's moving to Pittsburgh and taking their son Devontae with her. Emmett is devastated, feeling powerless as Shay informs him that since they aren't married, she has every right to move with their son, offering only summer visits. When Emmett vents to Keisha about the situation, she points out that he needs to support Devontae's mother regardless of how he feels, putting his son's needs first, advice that clearly frustrates him but shows Keisha's growth as a co-parent. Meanwhile, one of the most emotionally charged storylines involves brothers Reg, Victor, Trig, and Jake reuniting with their mother Peaches, who has been largely absent from their lives. Reg surprises his brothers by bringing their mother home, leading to mixed reactions. Victor is immediately hostile, accusing her of abandoning them and playing favorites with Reg. Jake, the youngest, seems more willing to reconnect. Throughout their interaction, we learn that Peaches struggled with addiction and wasn't present for much of their childhood. Despite the initial tension, the family shares a meal together where Peaches makes her famous mac and cheese with extra paprika. In a touching moment, she asks her sons to promise they'll always take care of each other no matter what happens to her, a request that feels ominously like foreshadowing. While Reg and Jake agree readily, Victor's hesitation highlights the deep wounds that remain unhealed. By the end of their gathering, there's a tentative peace between them, though Victor's grudges haven't fully subsided. Alicia hosts a different kind of Mother's Day gathering, one for mothers who have lost children to violence. Tracy, Judge Bradley, and others attend this emotional brunch. During their conversation, Alicia suggests they should kill the killers to prevent more mothers from experiencing their pain, showing how her grief over Rob has radicalized her thinking. Judge Bradley reveals a heartbreaking personal story. Her son Christian died by suicide, which adds another dimension to the mother's shared grief. Later at Emmett's larger celebration, Judge Bradley approaches Keisha and mentions that her son Christian really liked Keisha, suggesting a connection we weren't previously aware of. This brief interaction feels significant and may develop in future episodes. Papa continues to navigate life without his father while trying to support his mother, who is facing financial difficulties. When she mentions the church has become more of a burden than a blessing, Papa approaches Pastor Zeke for help. Though his mother expresses distrust of Zeke, Papa secures money from him. However, the interaction takes an unsettling turn when Zeke suggests the money is a down payment on your dad's church, implying he has designs on acquiring the property. Papa's shocked reaction shows he didn't anticipate this ulterior motive, setting up what could become a predatory relationship as Pastor Zeke appears to be taking advantage of the family's vulnerability. In a lighter storyline that provides some comic relief, Damien learns to play spades before attending a game. His father Darnell and Emmett treat this as a rite of passage, emphasizing that if you can count, you can play cards, while hilariously comparing themselves to the Michael Jordan of spades. The actual game provides tension and humor as Damien, despite his awkward approach, manages to win alongside Professor Gardner against Hannibal and Keith. This victory represents a coming-of-age moment for Damien and strengthens his connection with his father figure. Pastor Charles makes the rounds visiting mothers on Mother's Day, but his interactions with multiple women have suggestive undertones that border on inappropriate for a religious leader. When he visits Tracy, she's with Keith, creating an awkward moment that highlights ongoing tension in Tracy and Keith's relationship. Later, Keith confronts Tracy about Charles and expresses his desire to build a life with her. Tracy admits she doesn't know if she wants the same thing, and drops a significant revelation. She believes Alicia got the wrong guy regarding Rob's killer. This confession suggests there may be more to Rob's murder than we currently know, potentially setting up a major plot development for future episodes. Throughout the episode, we see the different ways characters deal with motherhood, from Jada's stable presence in Emmett's life to Peach's attempt at reconciliation with her sons to the collective grief of mothers who have lost their children. The recurrent playing of Boyz II Men's Mama and other meaningful songs underscores the emotional weight of Mother's Day for these characters. When Shad encourages the grieving mothers to join Emmett's celebration instead of dwelling in their sadness, insisting they need to live for their lost children rather than just cry for them, it creates a poignant moment of healing as the two groups come together. The episode ends on an ominous note with someone driving aggressively, while intense rap music plays. The final scene, accompanied by Disrespectfully, by KVNG Moses, creates tension without revealing who's in the car or where they're headed. This ambiguous ending, combined with several unresolved situations, Tracy's suspicions about Rob's killer, Pastor Zeke's designs on Papa's family church, and Peach's foreboding request that her sons take care of each other, suggests trouble is brewing on multiple fronts. The Mother's Day theme effectively brings together various storylines, while highlighting how maternal relationships shape the characters' identities and choices. For some, like Jake and his brothers, reconciling with their mother represents a chance to heal childhood wounds. For others, like the mothers who lost children to violence or suicide, the holiday is a painful reminder of absence. And for Emmett, the day forces him to confront the complicated reality of co-parenting with multiple women and the potential loss of regular access to one of his children. As Season 7 progresses, the fallout from these Mother's Day gatherings will likely drive several conflicts forward. Will Tracy act on her suspicion that the wrong person was blamed for Rob's death? Will Alicia's vengeful impulses lead to more violence? Can Papa protect his family's church from Pastor Zeke's apparent scheme? And what will come of the tentative reconciliation between Peaches and her sons? The episode leaves viewers with these questions while delivering emotional moments that showcase why The Chi remains one of television's most compelling explorations of community, family, and the complex bonds that both unite and divide us.